it's Bowtie, and today I'm going to be talking about the Mormon Church, as I was raised Mormon. So if you came across this video looking for answers, welcome. If someone sent you this video, I encourage you to stick around at least until the end, because I do have an important message for you. If you don't feel like watching the whole video, then you can just skip to the end, but I would encourage you to listen. I would encourage everyone to listen, even if you aren't in the Mormon Church and you're thinking about it. This is also a video for you. I'm going to outright say it, the Mormon Church is wrong and false. It's a toxic, destructive, misogynistic, homophobic, and cult-like environment. One of the things they do that makes it so dangerous in the Mormon Church is they prefer lies over the truth. And I literally have a quote from a church leader with me today to prove that fact. Because again, I only speak facts in this video. I am literally telling you verbatim what a Mormon church leader had said. I have a hard time with historians because they idolize the truth. The truth is not uplifting, it destroys. I could tell most of the secretaries in the church office building that they are ugly and fat. That would be the truth, but it would hurt and destroy them. Historians should only tell the part of the truth that is inspiring and uplifting. And this really shook me because they deliberately and outright said that lies are prettier than the truth, so we should use them instead. And this is bad for a lot of reasons. One, this leads to following blindly, and two, it lets them have control over your choices and thoughts. If you even try questioning or doubting your faith in the church, you are faced with the cruelest punishment. So either excommunication, being shunned by your family, or afterlife of torture because they say that anything outside of what they tell you is Satan. And you can't believe that. You can see how this gives the church complete control over how you view the world and what you believe. It's how so many, including Joseph Smith, the founder of the Mormon religion, have gotten away with rape and pedophilia. That is literally part of history, and as we've established, obviously ignored by the Mormon Church, followers and leaders alike. This has everything to do with education. For example,
the simple narrative taught in every history class is demonstrably false and pedagogically classist. Don't you know the world is built with blood and genocide and exploitation?
Although that's a quote from a comedian, the lyrics themselves are true. It's the hard truth, but that doesn't mean that we sweep it under the rug and forget like it ever happened. That's like sweeping the Holocaust and 9/11 under the rug because it's not uplifting, so we should just forget about it, don't talk about it. Oh no, why is history repeating itself? Because we don't want to talk about it. Interesting, interesting. When their members ignore history, this makes them easier to manipulate. This can be seen in multiple examples, like a religion that worships a god that only loves you if you obey their every beck and call without question, aka following blindly. That isn't love. That's manipulation. A parent and a child. The parent says to the child, I will only love you if you do everything I tell you and are obedient all the time. Otherwise, I'm going to kick you out and I'm never going to see you again. So the child is going to be like, well, I want to be loved and accepted, so I need to obey everything they tell me. Not because I love them, but because I don't want to be hurt or alone or abused. So I'm going to do everything they say out of fear rather than love and respect. You see what kind of God you're following here? Not ideal. Just saying. Purposely warping the Bible's translations to justify hate and discrimination is one of the most popular and common examples among the Christian religions. And rejecting a child for being and or expressing themselves can cause massive damage to the child's mental, emotional, and sometimes physical well-being. You should love and accept your children unconditionally. Unconditionally! Regardless of whether they're gay, regardless of what color their skin is, regardless of any of that. Isn't that what Jesus taught? Loving everyone unconditionally? I don't recall them saying that your purpose is to judge others to make yourself feel better about your shitty decisions. I know the church preaches acceptance and inclusiveness, yet they excommunicated a gay couple for getting married. That's exactly like saying you can't work out with someone who ate a donut because you're on a diet. You chose to be on that diet, not everyone does. Donuts aren't bad, and it doesn't affect you if someone else eats one. Not only are they hypocritical about the all-welcome blanket statement, but they have a firm grip on the mold you're supposed to fill in the church. like the priesthood has very deep roots in misogyny by only allowing the power of God to go from father to son. Not a woman, no, because God forbid women have power. It is the epitome of the patriarchy. Meanwhile, the main purpose for a woman is to basically just serve as a vessel for a man, for their pleasure, to please their husbands, and to bear children. Basically the only use of a woman in the church, use of a woman, use of an object, treating women as objects. Interesting. Women aren't equal, they are lesser than men. There's another one. Only men have and can be ordained to be apostles, priests, and bishops. They also restrict what men and women can do with their bodies and how they're supposed to present. Like, men aren't allowed to get piercings or paint their nails or wear makeup or whatever. And then women have to cover up and be modest. Only allowed one pair of piercings and not extravagant colors, and you're not allowed to dye your hair, etc. Even though, you know, the Mormon Church claims that God gave us agency, the ability to choose what we get to do with our own bodies, but then again, if women aren't equal, then clearly they don't get that choice since they're just objects for men to use. Like, that makes sense, because everyone is a human being with complex emotions and thoughts and feelings, and modest is hottest. Okay, well, that's a whole nother topic for another video about sexualizing minors and inherent rape culture, but we're not ready for that conversation yet, are we? And moving on to the more cult aspects of the religion, every tithe Sunday, you are forced to pay 10% of your income, or tithe, which goes to building new temples and supporting the church leaders who are abusing your children sexually. Not to mention baptisms for the dead. I don't know a lot about the temple because I never really went or did any baptisms for the dead or any of those things, but that's a whole nother layer of like weird, creepy cult stuff. But speaking of baptisms for the dead, you're literally essentially supposed to do ancestry work to see, they weren't baptized. I don't have their consent though, so I'm just gonna take their name and get baptized for them even though they didn't follow this religion, and they're dead, so we can't ask for their consent. It's just creepy. Like, you're literally forcing dead people to follow your religion. Like, shoving it down their dead throats. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I forgot to mention that you can't go to the temple to perform those rituals and stuff without paying your tithe. Like, you're literally supposed to hit this checklist of all of these things that you're supposed to do in order to get into the temple. And that's also, you know, to be pure and whatever. And if you watch pornography or drink or whatever, then you're supposed to, you know, obviously admit that, but then go into gross detail about what you did. Again, rape culture and also very creepy pedophilia? Not great. Not looking good, Mormon Church. Bottom line, religion is no excuse for abuse, bigotry, or ignorance. Reevaluate. Genuinely think about whether you're following this religion out of fear, about not wanting to go to hell, about being seen or neglected or shunned from your family and peers, or if you genuinely love God and the religion and think that, you know, God will accept you if you own up to your authentic self. And check in on your children, because chances are at least one of them is getting abused and being played off as, oh, this is the Lord's work, this is sacred, so therefore you can't tell anyone. That's one way to keep your victims quiet, using religion as a scapegoat for abuse. Friendly reminder that the American school system is heavily whitewashed, and Jesus, if he was real, was Middle Eastern. Thank you for your time and have a fantastic day. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, I might start a series with this, I don't know. Tell me in the comments what you'd like to hear about next, but yeah, this is a very serious subject for me, and it's bizarre to me how many people hide behind religion for a numerous number of things. Abuse is one of them. And if you're new to this channel, you can click here to subscribe. Check out my other channel by clicking here. And here's a playlist of all of my videos, and maybe a most recent video, I don't know. Haven't done a video in a while, so most recent, it's been a fat minute. Bye!